Welcome to the Everyday Black Men Podcast.
Welcome.
Podcast for authentic black male thoughts.
Welcome.
I am Riker, and I'm joined by Armstead because R. Reed
couldn't be here. But we understand why he couldn't be here because last episode, if you guys are following.
Last episode what?
He has a death in the family.
He did have a death in the family.
Yes, he did. Moment of silence.
Okay.
All right.
Moment of silence for R. Reed, who could not be here. We're going to go ahead into a segment that I'm now renaming Top Hats. Because the top hat is the first thing I see
Is
on
it?
a person.
Is it?
Yes. I understand that some people may like shoes or perhaps a colorful tie, but if you're wearing a top hat, that's the first thing I'm gonna see. I'm gonna be like, what, who, where, why. But getting into the segment without any more delay, as R. Reed would say if he were here, white people can give a fuck about how you feel about their hypocrisy. Bret Kavanaugh was confirmed, and justice in America died a little bit, as you know it often does.
A little
white
bit.
People are in charge. We shall overcome. We're gonna get out. We're gonna vote in November.
November what?
November 6th.
November 6th.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can vote on November 6th, and we can go ahead. We can clear the house of these dastardly fiends who call themselves Republicans.
Republicans.
We saw how Lisa. I'm not even going to try to spell her last name because you didn't show up to the vote.
She did not? She was late or she not show up?
Her last name was like Murkowski. But you didn't show up to the vote. I get that you opposed, but I need you to put that in writing. And Susan Collins, of course, turncoat, but I mean, she's from Maine, so what do we expect?
Yeah.
You know, Maine, kind of always a little, at the top of the United States on that little edge over there, and their little, weird kind of place.
And a little spot somewhere that's not known of or cared about, maybe.
But don't worry, Susan Collins, this will be your last vote. Don't you worry about it. We're not totally mad at you. I understand. You're going to do like white rapist apologists do. And you're going to vote for white supremacy in any form that you can get it.
And fashion.
And of course, she has no fashion. I'll
None?
show you a picture of her, but yeah, she's very, very plain clothes. Very plain clothes. And then the other guy who didn't want to attend because of his daughter's wedding, like, fuck your daughter, come and vote. But he decided that he was going to abstain, but he said he would have voted for Bret Kavanaugh with his daughter. It's like, nah, what you are is you a 50% racist. You're like, if it looks like America's going racist, I'm down in it. But if it's going to be something that, maybe I'll have to speak for later. Oh, guys, my daughter just happened to get married this weekend.
Did his daughter really get married?
His daughter really did get married.
Would you choose to go to your daughter's wedding?
Over voting for something that I think is important? No. I'm telling my daughter, like, sorry, babe, I got to...
But you got to give away your daughter.
Hey, I don't have to give away my daughter.
You have to.
I could delegate that to her because, she is a woman. It's 21st century.
But she wants you to be there as her father.
I can imagine that she does. But, baby, you see this vote. Like, this could be whether or not I get reelected. And, I mean, you're an adult now if you're getting married in most states.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, I need you to be an adult about this. I mean, you had this date. We didn't know that the vote was going to be this weekend, but sometimes, I'm sorry, life sucks.
You couldn't have pushed the wedding back?
I mean, you don't put you can't push your wedding back. No, you can't push your wedding back at all. So I
thought you can push a wedding at a certain time before an election can be pushed.
I mean, you're right, but
not even the date. Let's just say the time.
I mean, but if you finagle the time, now you got to pay more, which he is working for Congress, so yeah, he does have the money to be able to push the wedding time. He could have paid the venue a little bit so that he could have done it. And I'm pretty sure they would have chartered a flight out to wherever he was, but it doesn't matter because he didn't show up to the vote, and he just kind of decided to be an asshole. And it's like, dude, I mean, I get it, but you're a piece of shit for voting for this guy. But I don't know why I'm sitting here talking about it because white people could give a fuck about how I think about their hypocrisy. It just is what it
gives a fuck.
What I'll end this with is a quote by P.J. O'Rourke.
O'Rourke?
O'Rourke.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
P.J. O'Rourke.
Yes. His quote is, "Democrats are the party which says government will make you smarter, taller, richer, and remove the crabgrass from your lawn. Republicans are the party that says government sucks, and they get elected into office to prove it."
Damn.
Sucks, but it's true. Moving into the next top hat segment, we had the black officer who died. He was known as a quote-unquote gentle giant.
How did he die?
So, in Florence County, which, no relation to Hurricane Florence, there was a routine police...
Stop.
No, not a stop. This was just they were coming to serve a warrant.
Uh-huh.
They were looking for accused pedophile, essentially. Sexual assaulter.
Pedophile.
So, accused sexual assaulter. They were coming to serve a warrant to find this guy. In Florence County, South Carolina.
Right.
The deputies arrived.
They got
out, decided to come, go to the door, and started getting shot at. It's a routine thing. They didn't think to bring anything. Eventually, SWAT gets called in and all these other people, and they finally get the guy. But, of course, the officer who dies is the black guy.
Of course.
Officer Terrence Caraway, rest in peace. We don't always say that for officers, but by all accounts, you were someone who looked forward to helping other people, and now that we've seen all the facts, you were doing your job, and this guy just decided to fire in on you. And
now, who shot him? Was it
of course, it was a white guy. He was defending his sexual assaulting son. He didn't want his son to be taken by the cops, although he was apprehended. There were also children in there. Apparently, the sexual assaulter, his father, the one who shot the officer,
right.
Terrence, he runs let's say a halfway house. It's really, something where kids come in and out. And so he sexually assaulted a child. So actually, I take that back. He is a fucking pedophile. And he decided that he was going to be there with his dad. His dad decided to take things into his own hands. I don't know what his end game was. Did you think that after shooting the deputies, they were not going to come back with more deputies? Did you just get overwhelmed because they're coming for your son? Did you raise your son to be a pedophile? Like, there are several things here that we could go into. But
how old is his son?
Son was 28, I believe.
Wow.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently was touching little kids. I don't know if it's male or female. They didn't go into that part of the story. But a family is now without their husband, father, brother, cousin, because of the cowardly act of another one of these white extremists. That we're not doing enough to stop.
Why so serious?
I mean, I don't know why they are so serious about killing people. Now, was this racially motivated? I know it's the first thing people are going to say, but Riker, it wasn't racially motivated. No, but if you decide that you are bigger and bolder and badder than the law.
How much time did he get? That's what I really want to know.
He hasn't gotten any time yet. I mean, this just happened.
This just happened?
So he's probably sitting in jail right now. If he hasn't been bonded out, by one of his fellow supremacists. You know how they roll.
Do you feel like a person who's done stuff like that over time and they get caught for it later should get more time than a person who done it recently and got caught for it?
That's a good question. The answer is no. I think you should get the same amount of time. I feel like if you got away with it for 4 years, I still want you in jail as badly and for as long as a nigga who we caught last Sunday with his hands down somebody else's pants who didn't ask for it. I mean, if somebody asked for it, that's a whole different thing. Like I saw a video of this inmate. This girl was over there. They were in the pews of the visitation area, and she just kept sliding over and giving him some of the old
tongue and groove.
The old tongue and groove. The old tongue and groove is what she was.
No relation to the club.
No relation to the club whatsoever. But she kept going over there, give him some tongue and groove, give him some tongue and groove, give him some tongue and groove. It's like the cops were trying, or not the cops, parole officers were trying to get her or figure out if she was doing anything, but she was just too quick. She'd bob her head down for a little bit, then come back up, then bob her head down for a little bit, come back up, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's real love. But
she got caught.
She did not get caught.
She didn't?
She didn't get caught. I mean, the security camera caught her, but I mean, at this point in time, it's after the fact. Can't stop something that already happened. I mean, if you're in prison, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like the one moment you've been looking forward to all month.
God damn.
Exactly. But it's just a sad situation overall, for that. But the last topic before I close out Top Hats is going to be on white women trying to take our knee.
Our knee?
What I mean by that is, you remember our boy Colin Kaepernick, how he was taking a knee for police brutality in America, and white people got all up in arms. How dare you do that, Colin Kaepernick? You're a terrible person. Da 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 da. And now white women think that they're going to take a knee for rape culture. Okay.
What?
You didn't do not one goddamn thing to help us out when we were trying to protest police brutality. You don't get to co-opt our movement and turn it into one over what you want it to be because you feel like this is the time for you to do things. No, it's not the time. You figure out your own little way of protesting, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. But no, you're not going to do it here in our moment. Taking a knee during the national anthem, that's our thing. That's what black people do to protest police brutality. We're not protesting rape culture. If you want to figure out something, then you go right ahead. But
y'all could take a leg or something. Sit down.
Yeah, y'all can take a leg or something. Do something different.
Sit down. Indian style.
Yeah, sit down Indian style for rape culture. Do that. But you don't get to try to turn our thing into something for y'all. Like no, we're not having that. We're not playing that in 2018. I shout out to a first person to bring it into my eyes. Bishop Talbert Swan, SWAN, SWAN. But Bishop Talbert, we really appreciate you for calling them out. I hope that your congregations continue to fill up and that you continue to get blessings on blessings from the Most High.
Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings.
Because we need black men who are sticking up and not sitting down, not being apologetic. We need black men to come correct when it comes to stuff like this. So thank you, Bishop, and we look forward to more good work from you.
Good work.
Switching gears, we're going into entertainment. And the entertainment today, we're just going to go on to one topic.
What?
So, what y'all didn't hear last week is I went into Nappily Ever After. But I felt the segment could use a little bit more flavor.
How was that movie? Was it pretty good?
So, let's get into it. The movie's not for us. It's not for black men. So Armstead, if you watch it, it's not going to have as much for you. However, if your girl watches it with you, she's going to get a lot out of it. She's going to get a ton out of it. And what I mean by that is that Nappily Ever After, it deals with expectations versus the reality. So the reason that she cuts off her hair is because of a multitude of things. So first, going foremost, she's and you know what? Spoiler alert.
Spoilers!
So, spoiler alert aside, she basically has always groomed herself to be perfection. And by perfection, I mean that this is partially a phenomenon we don't talk about often enough, Armstead, which is that mothers tend to try to raise their daughters to be the women they wish they could have been. And you need to raise your daughter
Some
to be,
do that.
Yes, a smart woman, somebody who is respectable, someone who values herself above all others, and someone who's not, just looking for a man to complete her life. But instead, what Violet's mother in this movie has done is that she's essentially tried to mold her daughter into being the woman that she wishes that she was, that she's perfect and she doesn't step out of line and she gets the right career and has the right man and does the right moves so she can have the right life. And, that's great. I feel you on that. I understand it. I get it. But at the same time, you gotta let Violet be Violet. So keeping all that into mind, and now that you know about kind of Violet's mind state, Violet essentially thinks that, going into the start of the movie, that her boyfriend Clint is going to give her a ring. And you know how women get about a ring. So she has her mom come over and sneaks her into the house all early as fucking morning, like 5 a.m. to do her hair and get her hair all did and get ready for everything.
She knows the ring is coming?
Well, no, Clint's already in the bed. So she sneaks out of the bed with Clint at like 4 something in the morning to let her mom in at 5, to have her mom do her hair, to have her mom leave so that she can go and go back to Clint and be like, hey, baby, how's it going? Then they proceed to have sex, and she's like trying to keep his hands out of her hair. It's really quite comical. It's really quite comical. But the problem with this is that she set herself up with an unrealistic expectation. She saw a box. She thought, oh, this is probably a ring box. Turns out it wasn't. The reality is that this box is actually a dog collar. Because Clint got her a dog for a celebration of their family. So this kind of, she kicks him out after this. They have a huge blow-off.
She kicked him out for that?
She kicked him out for that.
How long were they together?
They've been together for almost 2 years.
Oh, man.
Or exactly 2 years, depending on what part of the film you're taking it from.
Come on.
Yeah, it was bullshit. It was bullshit. So the reason she cuts her hair off, so after that, she kicked Clint out. She basically tries to have a girls' night out. You know what I mean? Goes out, gets this white boy. Because she like falls and busts her ass. Because, you know, she over here, she freaking out now. She did have a terrible day at work beforehand. I'll give you that. Basically, white guy was like, your ideas is kind of a little off. I mean, she did like have a presentation that didn't come together so well. Anybody who worked in the corporate America, you kind of know what that stuff is like.
I was just about to ask you, did she work in corporate America?
She works in corporate America for an advertising firm. So she comes back and she decides that she's going to get herself, you know, a little bounce back since her and Clint at this point in time were broken up after the big blow fight.
So she decided to go deal with someone else.
So, no. She went to the club with the girls. She meets this little white boy. They hit it off. After she and the white boy hit it off, she has the white boy take her back to his place. And you think they about to get it on, but, you know, she's moving fast, trying to basically play the role of the one night stand, and she just can't hack it. She ends up hitting the boy in the forehead and was pouring honey all over him. It falls apart. The whole thing falls apart. Now I get it. Part of it is she probably should have eased into it. You know, probably go on some dating apps or something like that. Because if you're just coming out of a relationship, it's probably not good for you to go to the club and try to fuck somebody. I mean, everybody does it every now and then. But after all of this, Armstead, after all of that
kills me, man.
After all that, she fails. She's in the rain. She goes back, so her hair is now fucked up.
It's fucked up. Okay.
Now, I skipped the part where she colored her hair because that's not important to the story. She then goes and says, you know what I need to do? I need to go back and apologize for my actions. You know, I need to reconcile with Clint. So she goes to the hospital that he works at. Meanwhile, Clint is in his residency, so he's about to be a doctor. And she walks up there, and Clint's having lunch with another chick. And she looking at Clint all starry-eyed. And she has that woman ESP, that woman sixth sense. She realized that Clint done fucked
intuition.
Clint done fucked this chick at the time that they were apart. And Clint all but confirms it. Asks her what she doing up there, and hey, you know, whatever. And so all that, after that day, that's what causes her to cut her hair off.
So she was going through a crisis.
Yeah, she was going through a crisis, but it's one of those things where it's like your expectation that you set up for yourself is why your reality.
You did this. She did the exact same thing.
No. Her expectation is what set up her reality being wrong. And that's the part where I think a lot of people aren't doing it. Because I had some people say, she was crying the whole movie, which, yeah, she cried a lot of the movie. But, I mean, women are emotional. They're more in touch with their emotions. They're like, you know, kind of Drake kind of try to touch on that kind of thing. Wale, to a certain extent, you know. I heard people talking, you know, some side mess about Wale. But he's in touch with his feelings. Women are in touch with their feelings, so that's why Sanaa Lathan's character, Violet, was doing a lot of crying. Now, she meets this guy named Will, played by Lyric Bent. Now, Lyric Bent, he does very, very well in the movie. He was a pretty good interest as far as things, but she doesn't end up with him either.
Right.
Like, she goes through this whole learning to love herself and all these other things, Armstead. And
so she goes through a couple different guys, what you're saying.
No, not a couple different guys. The white boy is a one-off. Will's character, played by Lyric Bent, that's the guy who you think that they're going to end up together. But she ends up actually deciding that she wants to go back with Clint after all of that. You think that, they're going to get married. Like, he invites his parents, she meets them. It's kind of like an engagement party. She gets the ring that she had wanted all this time for whatever fucking reason. That really isn't well explained why she thinks after 2 years you should be married. I mean, 2 years doesn't mean shit.
True.
But at the same time, she goes through this whole period of time, and eventually she has like an epiphany after realizing that her feet hurt and she's not really built for this lifestyle or any of this stuff. She realizes that she wants to take a swim. So what does she do in the middle of an engagement party? She decides to take a fucking swim. That was probably one of the most heartfelt moments in the thing. Her mother and father get into the pool, and they kind of have a reconciliation because her mom and father had split because her dad decided he had his midlife crisis. He decided, you know, fuck it, I'm going to be a model. So he's modeling man's underwear. Which is not. When you
do what you got to do.
When you see the actor who played it, you think it's hilarious. Because it was hilarious. But you know what? If you can get the job, why not be paid? We don't need all models to look the same. Not everybody need to be in fit. Sometimes we need a little model with a little bit of chub to sell the rest of the stuff for the rest of the folks. Because ain't everybody fit.
Agreed.
But she ends up with basically herself. That's what some people's interpretation is. I see it as the last person she was really with that she said she was in a relationship with was Clint. But at the very end of the movie, you see her and Will because she wants to get Will, who he runs like a hair salon, has all this natural product. She wants to get with him.
Is he gay?
No. Look, man, just because you do women's hair doesn't mean you're gay.
I didn't say that. I was just asking if he was gay.
What does he mean? Why would she be dating a gay nigga?
Well, she probably didn't know.
No. She like has a whole bonding moment with his daughter. And
they in Georgia?
No, they're not in Georgia.
Okay.
It's not Georgia. No.
Oh, you were saying? I know you're not about to say it's not a Georgia thing.
No, it's not Georgia. Keeping all of that in, because I know we went through a whole bunch of content there. That's kind of why I thought that Nappily Ever After. It's not for us. Not for us. It's really about women, and I feel like some of the messages it gives women are good. Some of the messages it gives women are alright. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Moving along into the next topic, we're gonna talk about music. Have you listened to anything this week?
This week, I have not, man. I've actually been pretty bad. I've been doing other stuff, schoolwork, studying, college stuff, you know.
Okay, all right. Hey. Don't be mad about. I mean, don't be downplaying the fact that the grind is real. If you want to get the grades,
the grind is real.
But I had time to listen to music, so I listened to Young Sinatra, Volume 4 by Logic. It was great. You had standout tracks like Wu-Tang Forever, The Return, 100 Miles of Running, and Iconic, which features Jaden Smith. This album kind of concludes the whole Young Sinatra sound. It's a sound that he had been running with for quite some time. Wu-Tang Forever, I think, is one of the standout tracks. So it was nice to hear everybody get their own whole verse. At the same time, there was just a lot of really great sound. The Iconic thing with Jaden Smith was a great track. It highlighted both of their ranges. And The Return, I thought, was done very, very well. Opening track, Thank You, I wasn't so smitten with. I get why he did it, because, this is kind of like the end of one road for him and into another as Logic begins trying to do more as an artist. But that was a pretty good list.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually lying. I did hear one new song recently. It's actually by Redman. He actually put out a new song called Tear It Up.
How was Tear Up?
It actually wasn't that bad. It was I heard a verse. He got it up on his IG. I heard it then, and I was like, okay, Redman's been doing his thing. He's back. Redman wasn't bad.
I think you ran into Redman.
I ran into him at the gym a while ago.
Okay, he was getting it in.
Yeah, he was getting it in. Guy looks good.
Yeah. You gotta stay in shape. Stay in shape. Going back to someone who's not necessarily so mainstream. Also, my boy Aziz Gibson, an Atlanta native. He came out with his Backwards Books 2. The standout tracks would be Tyrant, Boo, Politics, and 1010. Now, I understand those names are probably thinking, what the fuck? Those names don't... Tyrant is kind of like, Aziz stepping into his plate, like he's made his own lane in the underground. He's not the most famous rapper, but people know of him. Now, Boo I thought was pretty good. Those were both singles of his. But I feel like Politics is the main standout.
What's the
Just
name?
because Politics is about a certain orange orangutan motherfucker and people who vote for people like him. I will pull up the lyrics, but I think you should check out the song itself.
Check it out, guys.
But
so
the other song is 1010. And 1010 has the lyrics, I could have a badder bitch, don't mean to diss you. And it repeats, and then it says, but bitch, I'm with you. And the lyrics are basically about a guy who, he's talking about, thank you is what you don't say, paying for all your meals and bills, and that Dolce. Girl, you broke as hell, but you sexy, you a leech, bae. Ooh. There's no way you'd survive in the streets, bae. Don't hear me talking, putting makeup on. You don't see a thing when your phone is on. And I know every man has had a moment where it's just like you talking to your chick, and she just does not fucking hear you to save her life. You could be like, babe, put down your phone, there's a bomb. And she's in her phone. She's in her phone. She's in there. She's just all the way in. He's like, babe, come on.
Either Snapchatting or what else is it?
Snapchatting. She on Instagram. She following somebody. She listening to something. She on Facebook. And it's like we gotta get ourselves out the mold. But I felt the overall vibe of the song. Just understand everybody got options. So if you're with somebody, you need to act like you're with them. Don't be over here fucking around pretending like you're not there.
You got options.
But we'll see how that song actually turns out. But the last album I want to go over is an album that, you know what? Actually, I'm going to skip it. I'm going to hold it for next week. I'm going to save it over because I want to have our Reed's take on it. It's going to be our review of T.I.'s Dime Trap. I know y'all been hearing good things, but I want R. Reed to be part of this conversation. Although he missed us, we'll save it for next week. So what I'm going to do is, since sports is more so R. Reed's thing, I'm going to go into relationships. And I'm going to start off with something that, as young men, you got to know.
What is that?
Leave that weak man shit alone. You are a fucking adult if a girl ghosts you and you're on Tinder, for instance.
What type of ghost we talking about here? We're talking ghosts. We're talking ghosts from off of, what's the show? It's the Big Rich Town.
Oh, no. Not ghosts from...
We talking about that kind of ghost?
No, not that kind of ghost. Although that's kind of a similar ghost. No, what I mean is that if a girl... Let's say you and a chick, you hitting it up on Tinder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever had a girl, you talk to her for a little bit, then all of a sudden she just ghosts?
She disappears.
Yeah, she disappears. Or you start texting her, you get her number, and then she ghosts. She disappears. Or she hits you with the female equivalent of ghost, which is, I'm talking to someone else right now. There's just so many things going on. I don't know what I don't know what I want right now.
No, in that situation, I don't really feel like she's ghosted you. Right now, I feel like she's kind of like, okay, I'm going to put you right here in my back pocket, just in case I may need you, type of deal.
No. I feel you. You're definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. She probably is putting you in the back pocket, or she's putting you on burner. In any way that it goes, don't be anybody's number two. If somebody, unless you're just trying to just have a bunch of side plates that you're, spinning, which we'll get into that another day, another time. Like, if you want to be a side nigga and have, side nigga actions, then that's fine. Yeah. Then always be the number two. But if you're trying to talk to somebody, you're trying to get a relationship, or even if you're just trying to have a casual relationship, I think you should still try to, be the number one. Be her number one. At least y'all have an arrangement so that y'all are equal footing because you're both adults. But what this guy did is that girl ghosted him. So she said, hey, I'm talking to somebody else. He's like, cool. And then a couple months later, her profile reactivates. He's like, well, I guess things aren't whatever. I wish you just had told me the truth. And it's like, so you know why women don't tell you the truth? It's because they're afraid that you might try to kill them or become a stalker or any number of those.
I don't think that's the reason, man. And to be honest with you, I think the reason why women do that is because they just like how guys are, or if not worse, they trying to hide shit from you too. In most cases.
Possible. That's possible.
Ain't no way that's possible. That's what it is most of the time.
I'm saying that both of these things that we're saying can be true, depending on the individual. Some women really are just trying to hide stuff. Some women really are just trying to let you down in a nice way because they don't want to. I feel like most is a stretch, but we'd have to have some women to tell us, and I don't think anyone's going to honestly answer. I don't think any man ever honestly answered, "Dog, why you get caught cheating with 6 different girls?" See what happened? He ain't giving the real answer.
He ain't gonna give a real answer, but the fact is, he did it because he wanted his cake to eat it too. You know what I'm saying? He did it. That's the real answer, to be honest with you.
Well, but she ain't getting her cake. If she is
getting her cake.
Putting you to the side, she telling you that I don't think we're right now. That's a woman trying to let you down. It's the same way like if an ugly chick came up to you right now, Armstead, and an ugly chick was like, Armstead, hey man, let's go on a date. I'm your biggest fan. I follow all of your stuff. I'm all on your social medias, all those other things. You're not about to tell this girl yes, but you're not about to tell this girl no, because you want the likes and you want the reviews. So what you're going to tell her is, hey, that's great. Let me get back to you. Because you know forget saying that, let me get back to you.
Get right with you.
Exactly. You're going to get right with you. And you never going to get right back to her.
But then what you said earlier you was like, females will actually hide something. We was talking about hiding something. You know what I'm saying before.
Okay. You want to go on the hiding thing. All right. Maybe she's hiding something.
No, I mean, like, I'm talking about the ones that really are, like, the ones that get caught, and then it's like, well, I guess things wasn't going, like how you said, I guess things wasn't going how they, whatever, whatnot, and then he ended up finding out that she was doing more than what it was.
Well, but the thing about it is, they're not dating. They're not in a relationship. They're not other. When you first meet someone, Armstead, you are allowed to have 6 chicks on your dick or 6 dicks on your clit, whatever version you want to go with for this. Because there's no arrangements. What I'm saying is, this guy that I'm talking about, he got in hurt feelings because he thought that she owed him something. Like, she owed him, like, a real, like, we're not going to work out. Nobody owes you shit.
Nah.
And if you agree that nobody owes you shit, then if you get ghosted by a chick, you just accept the L. You take it not on your forehead.
To be honest with you, man, I don't really consider that an L. Because sometimes it's like, when you, have you ever, like, been talking to a chick and then, like, y'all do break it off and you just feel relieved?
Yeah.
Like, even though if it's like a relief for, like, you know, for that first 24 or 12 hours, it's like, yeah, man, I can actually talk to any chick I want to.
Yeah,
and I had some chicks hit my DM and stuff like that. Man, I can go get, you know, whatever, whatnot. You know, but then for some reason something happens and it's like, oh, you end up going back or whatever. But it happens at times.
It does. I mean, you're right about that. Sometimes it's relieving. But my main thing that I was highlighting is it's weak man shit to get mad at a woman. So that encompasses, to encapsulate this, it's weak man shit to get mad at a woman who did not get committed to you if she decides that she gonna date somebody else or go on with her time and she already put you to the side. Like, you were already to the side, and now you mad that she didn't give you the right kind of breakup or let down story. She didn't have to tell you the truth. She could tell you that her mother got cancer, she needs to take care of her, and at the same time be sliding to 6 other niggas' DMs. That's her business.
That's true.
And that's all I'm saying. But again, you're right. When you get to the relationship stage, there are people who want to hide things from people, or people who want to whatever. Or even sometimes if you just on like some, you know, friends with benefits type situation, there are people who want to hide stuff there. It's like, I don't care if you got 3 other dudes that are in the friends with benefits. Just let me know, and we ain't gonna be doing no kissing because
I feel like in most cases it don't really happen that way, because if a chick ain't really gonna really fuck with you like that unless she actually like can benefit something from you, whether it be money or whether it be a relationship. You know, you got something to offer as far as that. But it's rare to find a female that's just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna just fuck him one time and then put him in the back pocket. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do know what you're saying, and that does make sense, man. Ugh.
It's rare. It
is rare.
And how can I say this? As far as when it comes to weak man shit, I think it's like when you approach a female, you know, you got a lot of guys who are nervous, you know, because they never talked to a particular chick before.
Can I have a moment of your time, ma'am?
It's not even like that. Like, we gonna keep it like strictly real, you know. Like, some guys will see a female and be like, dang, you know, she is bad as hell. And I'm pretty sure you just been times where you've been out with your boys and it's like, hey man, your boys are trying to amp you up to go talk to that chick over there. She bad as hell, and then you just don't do it because you're nervous. You know, you got some guys that
yeah, I mean, if they put you on the spot and that chick is
you know what I'm saying,
bad, and now you got like, if it's you, like, I feel like you're much more likely to talk to a chick if it's you and one person. Because then it's like, hey, let me go and shoot. But if it's like your whole crew, you know, they cataloging your everything that you're doing, every motion.
There could be a lot of things that's going on, man. Because as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to that, let's just say you do decide to go over there and talk to her, and all your boys is there or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. So the things that could be going through her head is this: I wonder if he got some money. Oh, he's cute, or oh, yeah, he's nice, but his homeboy looks better. Or, you know, like, stuff like that.
Do the same thing if you saw...
That's exactly the point that I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying as far as that is that... What's the name even wrote that book? What is it? Something Like a Woman? Think
like a man, act like a woman?
Yeah, you know, like...
Act like a lady?
Women think the exact... Steve Harvey. Women think the exact same way we think. You know, it's just, I feel like their attention to detail is a little bit different. It's a lot different from ours.
Well, women generally have a greater attention to detail for things that are like things that you should remember, like, you know, anniversaries, dates, things of that nature.
Right.
Well, sorry, we actually said it backwards. It's act like a lady, things like that.
Okay, that's what it was. I know it was something like that. Sorry, Steve Harvey.
No. Steve Harvey already made his money. He don't give a fuck. Steve Harvey's like, I'm glad somebody mentioned me. Which actually, no, that's a lie because Steve Harvey has his hands in so many pots. Now, I wouldn't take advice from Steve Harvey just because I don't take advice from a man who's had many failed relationships. But at the same time...
Has he?
Yeah, man. Steve Harvey's been divorced, I think, twice. Like, for me, like, I wouldn't ask Donald Trump about anything related to faithfulness. Because after Stormy Daniels, we know you were not faithful. But at the same time... I do get why Steve Harvey is doing this because someone needed to tell women part of the game, and he was like, well, if I can make some money while telling women the game, then I can. Now, do I think that's a man code violation? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Man code violation.
Because you're not supposed to tell the game. You don't see any women coming out with, think like a lady, act like a man. Because no woman is going to put out all women's secrets. Like, that's like something that's going to get you absolutely killed. Now, the only exception are going to be those weird men's rights activist bitches. But they're terrible people because the fact that they think that they should shit on other women. I mean, you're just loyal at that point.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't even be loyal to your own side, why would I trust what you have to say?
You know what? You just gave me a thing that somebody had told me. So, I'm in the gym, right?
Go ahead.
In fact, let me ask you this. Okay, I'm pretty sure you know about the whole sweatpants thing that's been going around, right? Mm-hmm. Where guys that wear sweatpants and they have this thing called a penis print or dick print, a dick print that's showing and stuff like that, so right?
We're not gonna talk about all the ass prints I have had to see in my life.
That right there is I'm not even gonna go with that one. But listen, check this out. So this is the conversation that was had. So I'm in the gym. And I have on some shorts or whatever, right? Okay. And I can't help but to sometimes have my dick print shown.
I mean,
so,
you have a penis.
I have a penis,
you wear a ball cap.
You know what I'm saying? I can't, but this woman walks up to me and she says, "Do you have on underwear?" I'm like, "What kind of question? Well, what kind of question is that?"
Whoa, chick.
You just gonna come up and ask me that question? Like,
if I ask you that kind of thing, that's sexual harassment.
Yes, I mean,
you can't just come up to me and ask me some shit like that.
So she was like, "That's okay for me to ask you that question." I was like, "How is that?" I mean, I'm not gonna tell or nothing like that. I mean, I honestly really don't care. But I was like, "Dang!" Like I was surprised by you asking me that.
Yeah, that's way too fucking forward.
So I was like, "Well, just like me coming up to you and asking you." When you have on your leggings and something like that, hey, you have on some drawers, you got on some panties, you would think I'm a fucking creep.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, she was like, no, it's different when you guys ask. I'm like, how is it different? How is it different? It's the exact same thing.
Apples to fucking apples comparison. You do not go into a gym and ask anyone, are you wearing X? Are you wearing Y? That's just not cool. You go to the gym to work out. If you see someone cute, maybe you bash your eyelashes or maybe you say hey. And if a conversation blossoms, it blossoms. If the chick don't look like she needs like a deer, she looks like a deer. She's looking all over here. She's looking there. She's looking wherever. Then you just fucking drop it at high and fucking walk off. But the fact that you had the audacity to come over to my boy Armstead and ask him if he had on drawers, you out your goddamn mind. But continue.
So, would it make it any different if she were to ask the gay man?
See, if she asked a gay man that question, I still feel she went too far.
Exactly.
Because even if the nigga's gay, that don't mean that that means he don't want you asking him shit.
She was like, the gay dude is just like one of the girls, so you can ask them stuff like that.
Gay dudes?
I'm like, what?
You assume my sexual orientation?
What?
And on top of that, just because somebody's in shape, I'm automatically gay. What, straight men don't work out too? She ugly, ain't she?
No, she's not.
Oh, she wasn't?
No, she's not.
Did she give you her number as an apology?
No.
Well, then I feel like, sir, there were several problems that were happening. But at the same time, that's just terrible, Armstead.
It's crazy.
And yeah, that's just fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. You know what? I'll go ahead and we'll end this one off, Armstead, on that note. That was actually a pretty good one because, yeah, I can't believe someone would have the audacity to ask you some bullshit like that, especially in the height of this Me Too movement, which apparently has gone downward as white women have chosen Me Too over Sue Men Too. But do you have anything you want to tell the people before you go?
maybe a little something.
Okay. Yes,
it's more of a what's the segment we used to do? This or that.
Oh, you got this or that for the people. Okay, go ahead.
This or that. I got a couple of them, but I'm only going to, of course, give one, or maybe I can give two.
Let's do two. I mean, we got time.
Would you rather have your significant other leave you for your best friend, or watch your significant other have sex with someone else?
I would rather my significant other leave me for my best friend.
Really?
Over having to watch them have sex. If I feel like if I have to watch you have sex, I'm probably going to end up killing one of y'all. But if you just say, you know what, I've talked about it, we've talked about it, we're badly in love. Like I'm not gonna like that outcome, but at least like you came to me mano y mano, man to man and man to woman, and sat down with me. I'm hoping in this scenario versus like you just watch I have to watch you have sex. Oh hell nah! Get the strap.
Yeah, get the strap. I feel you on that one. The next one is: would you rather call your parents every time you're about to have sex and ask for permission, or be unable to have sex with somebody without getting them pregnant?
Oh, God damn. That's a hard one there, folks. Whew. Have to ask parents before I ever have sex, call them and ask for permission. Ugh.
Every single time.
Ugh.
Every time.
Or always get someone pregnant and have 50 million women chasing after my fucking...
Every single time you have sex, condom or not, even blowjob, she pregnant.
Even blowjob. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I'll take the pregnancy. I'll take infinite kids over having to call my parents every single time I have sex. Like that's terrible. And you know what? Your segment's over, sir. That was an affront to humanity. This is Riker. Follow us as always on Instagram, Facebook, and the Everyday Black Man Twitter. You know,
Twitter.
Black Man. We're gonna go ahead and we'll get out of here. You know where to find us: Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all that good stuff. But I hear that music playing me out. So, peace.